Hey guys, how's it going today?
Good,
Good.
thanks.
How are you?
I'm good, I'm good. So let's jump right into this. The arrival of this film is bittersweet, being that it comes on the passing of Stephen Sondheim. So what did it mean for you guys to actually sing the lyrics that he wrote?
Oh, it's a
I'm. Well, we're just both excited to
yep.
jump in.
Go.
I think it's just an honor. It really is an honor to be
Yeah.
able to breathe life into his words. Especially now that he's not with us. And the fact that we can bring this to life for the next generation is just incredible. And he's not
Yeah.
only an incredible legendary artist, he's an incredible legendary person with a beautiful heart and a soul. And he cared so much about everything he was pouring himself into. So we're just so fortunate and
Yeah.
lucky.
It's a beautiful thing to be a part of a legacy as vast as his. He's quite Shakespearean. Not
Yeah.
since the times of Shakespeare have we seen an artist leave a mark like Stephen Sondheim.
Yeah.
And I think this film coming out now on the heels of his passing is a beautiful celebration of all that he will leave behind and everything he will continue to teach us.
Yeah.
Great answer. Sticking with the music, America is one of the most beloved tracks
Mhm.
in the play. But I couldn't help but think while watching it at the same time, this song kind of hit a little differently with new audiences. Did you guys have the same thought process while performing it?
Oh
I
yeah.
definitely did.
I
Yeah.
mean, by virtue of our America taking place in the streets of New York, it becomes a love letter to New York City, to Nueva York, but it also allows you to get to know the community, the Latino community, which is something that the 61 film didn't do. It took place on a rooftop, which was actually something that was more in line with the Broadway production. So this opportunity to show audiences who the Latino
Yeah.
community is, who we are, what we look like, our rhythm, and also giving real social context. This film at large, I think, is incredibly socially
Yeah.
aware of what was going on politically and why things were happening to these groups of people. So it makes the intent or the motives for the fighting, the violence. You understand why the violence is happening, and
Mhm.
ultimately, it's a product of the systems that are oppressing both of these groups, the Sharks and the Jets, and they just happen to be taking it out on each other
Yeah.
as opposed to, you know, the powers that be.
Yeah.
But I do think America does hit differently, and also given the time we're living
Yeah.
in, begs us to ask some
Right.
questions.
Yeah, exactly. I love that scene, by the way. I really did.
Thank
It
you.
was beautiful. And
Thank
finally,
you.
you're welcome. You're welcome. And finally, the 1961 film is a classic in its own right, but it did have some issues when it came to casting and representation. So, what would you say to someone who, based on their reactions from the first film, might not,
Mhm.
be inclined to see this one? How would you convince them to come see this movie?
Yeah, well, I think this production really took time, and they had so much love, and they were very careful with how they wanted to, bring this to life.
Mhm.
We had groups of historians coming in to talk to Tony Kushner, to talk to us about the problems that the Puerto Rican community was
Yeah.
having, and the Jets, and to really understand what these people were facing, and the cultural differences. And we had, a team of dialect coaches with
Yeah.
us who were there every day, not only to teach us what, the Puerto Rican accent is, but also what the slangs for
Yeah.
1957 were.
It's specific.
Because the Puerto Rican from 1957 is different than the Puerto Rican today. So
Mhm.
they were so careful, and they had so much attention to detail to everything surrounding, everything about
Yeah.
this film. I think Steven Spielberg and Tony Kushner and just everyone involved really wanted to bring authenticity to this movie. And they, no doubt they had so much love and passion for what they were doing. And they wanted to give us a voice. They
Yeah.
wanted us
They
to be,
care.
yeah, they care. Exactly. I mean, it's as simple as that. They
Yeah.
truly care. And that's rare
It
in this
is rare.
business
And you know
sometimes.
what I will say? It's like the fact that we are Latinos portraying Latino. This film celebrates the fullness of the diaspora. It gives voice to an Afro Latina in a leading character. She's not an afterthought. You know, Bernardo's perspective, it is more intensified. These portrayals are dynamic. You get to feel and understand who we are on a visceral level. And you know what? If the greatest director of our time, Steven Spielberg, can do it, so can everybody else. He's leading by example.
Yeah.
And I think this film is an invitation for the rest of the industry to join us in the conversation.
Facts. Well, that's my time. I love both of you guys' performances in the movie. Y'all understood the assignment. Y'all delivered. It was amazing.
Yes, understood the assignment.
So I appreciate it very much. It had me singing, dancing early in the morning. So it was a pleasure talking to you guys.
Thank
All right,
you
thank
so
you
much.
so
Have
much.
a good day.
You too.